What's good, everybody? It's Mike Reed, and welcome to My Life Ministries, where leadership, influence, faith, and evolvement are the principles that we look to live by every single day of our life. And by us living those principles, it helps us to help youth to become motivated young leaders to implement faith every day in their lives as well. We have to stay where God can see us. You see, we are His children, and He loves us, and He cares for us. But as being His children, He watches over us every single day. He always has His eyes on us. So when God tells us to stay where He can see us, then that's what we need to do. You see, by us being His children, the things that are around us are like a playground. The world is like a playground. And what God does with His instruction and with His guidance and with His vision, He tells us to go out and play. And as we go out and play, He tells us before He gives that instruction, He says, stay where I can see you before He releases us. And if we take what He says when He tells us to stay where He can see us, and if we take that to heart, then we'll make sure that we'll stay in that protected place, because we're staying in the eyesight and we're staying in the vision of God. And by us staying in the vision of God, that means that we are in His protection no matter what the playground offers us, no matter what the dangers offer us, no matter what is out there, no matter what it looks like. As long as we are in the vision, as long as we are in the sight of God, we are in safety. But there's many times that although God gives us that instruction, our curiosity and our disobedience, it pulls us away from the place that is able to see us, and it allows us and makes us go off track, and it gets us off of the path and gets us away from the eyesight of God. And when we make those choices and we make those decisions, knowing that those are our choices and our decisions that we make by ourselves, although they are influenced by the enemy, it's totally up to us to listen to what the enemy tells us to do and how the enemy tells us to focus, to the point to where we walk away from the eyesight of God. We walk away so many times in our life from what God is asking of us to do, and we get so caught up with what the world is throwing at us, to where we keep our eyes focused on everything else, to where the moment that we walk away from the vision of God, we walk into doubt, we walk into pressure, we walk into frustration, we walk into confusion. We walk into hate and anger. We walk into pride. We walk into all of these things that keep us from enjoying the opportunity that God has given us to be able to play and enjoy what He has created us, and enjoy the opportunity that He has given us, because we want to be bold enough in our own flesh, in our own desires, and walk away with the choice outside of the eyesight of God. God says, stay where I can see you. Stay where I can see you. Because if you walk away from the eyesight of God, nothing is going to work out. It's going to be pain. It's going to be pressure. It's going to be hell. And it's going to be something that is not going to be easy for you to deal with. We have to stop being disobedient. We have to stop being so curious to what's going on the other side, or when we see a field over there, or we see activities over here, or we see something that's catching our attention, or we're trying to go and figure things out and try to navigate life the way that we want to navigate life, and we're stepping away from the sight of God, which causes us to step away from the relationship of God. Because when we step away from the relationship of God, it's causing us not to be focused enough to where we can hear or understand what God has already told us, because we're so curious. We're being so disobedient. We're being rebels to say, I can go out and I can do this. We're looking around and we're trying to figure out how to sneak away. Oh, that looks cool over there, or that looks fun, or that looks like something I want to be involved in. So we go and we sneak away from the eyesight of God. How can we be protected if God can't see us? How can we be protected if God does not know where we are? Every time we step away what ends up happening is that we are taking the bite of fruit that we are not supposed to be biting from. We are taking the bite of fruit that we are not supposed to indulge in, that we are not supposed to partake in. We're taking the bite of a piece of fruit that has no benefits to us, all because of our curiosity, all because of our flesh, all because of being influenced by the enemy and not understanding that God has already given us the instruction to say, as long as you stay where I can see you, you will always be in safety. You will always walk to my plan. You will always walk to my will. But you got to stay in my eyesight. We cannot allow ourselves to walk away, because the moment that we walk away, that's us hiding from God. And when we find ourselves hiding from God, God has to come and he has to look for us, because he loves us so much. He's looking and he's searching for us and he's saying, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And he's looking for you because he loves you so much, because he knows, like, only if you would just stay there. I'm giving you opportunity. I'm setting you up. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to guide you. I'm trying to make sure that things in your life are working out the way that I planned for them to work out. But you're not allowing that to happen because of your foolish choices, because of your disobedience, and because of your curiosity of things that you don't need to be a part of, or things that that you don't need to step in, or trying to be ahead of him. God says, stay where I can see you. Because it's only in the sight of God that everything in your life works out according to his plan and according to his will. Anything that you try to see on your own, anything that you try to navigate on your own, it's not going to work. It may seem like things are working out. It may seem like things are okay. It may seem like things are coming together, but it will be for a quick time, because it's not of God. When we follow God, we have to follow everything about him. When we choose God, we have to choose him and we have to stick with him at all times. How important is your relationship with him? Will you be that disobedient child when he says, stay where I can see you, and then you run away from him and you walk away from him knowing that he told you to stay here? Will you be that disobedient child? Will we be that disobedient child? Or will we listen and will we trust in what he's telling us to do? Although we have to stay in the sight of God, and we might only be able to play right here, we might only be able to go this far, we might only be able to look at this and look at that, and we want to go all the way out because we see everybody else enjoying this and enjoying that. And the only things that we get to do is play on this part of the park. We get the fellowship here, and we feel like our circle was so small and we can't step any further. So we get frustrated and we get irritated and we get overwhelmed, and we say, you know what? I see something over there that I want to go engage in. So we walk away. Disobedience will kill you. Disobedience will destroy you. Not listening will put you in so much trouble. How important is your relationship? Do you love God enough to listen? Do you love God enough to trust him? Will you stay where God can see you? You have to make the choice, because making the wrong choice, you will find out quickly and you will know. Don't ever get to a point in your life to where you feel like you can navigate and maneuver your life the way that you want to. Especially when you are walking with God, holding his hand, and you understand the relationship. Don't try to do things on your own. Enjoy what God is telling you to enjoy. Enjoy the position that God has you in. Where he says go, that's where you go. When he tells you to move, then that's when you move. If he tells you to stay, then you stay. Life was never meant for you to figure it out. Life was never meant for me to figure it out. It's always been God's plan. We're vessels that God is using only for his purpose. So we have to trust and we have to believe in that, and we have to know that. Life always has its way to try to tempt you. It always has its way to try to influence you. It always has its way to try to impact you, your beliefs, your direction, your way. And the enemy is behind it all to deceive you into something that is not going to take you anywhere. He wants you to eat of the fruit so that you can look at things differently. He wants to present it to you in such a way that it looks satisfying, but it's poisonous. That's the reason why God says, if you stay where I can see you, you will always be in the safety of my eyesight. But the moment that you step out of my vision, the moment that you step out of my sight, I can't see you. But because I love you, I'll get up and I will look for you. I'll even call you by your name. But when I call you by your name, what choices did you make before I called you? What decisions did you make before I called you? What did you discover? What did you become aware of? What did you allow to affect your life, to affect your thought pattern? What did you allow to affect your heart? Stay where I can see you. That's what God is saying. Trust God enough in his direction. Enjoy where he's allowed you to be at. Seek him. Stay there. Do not move, no matter what the enemy tries to throw at you. Because where God has you at, you're there for a reason. You're there for a reason. So don't try to escape it. Don't try to run away from it. Just stay where God can see you. You guys have a wonderful and a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.